Yeah, exactly.
I want to put that in a quote. They're like raping me with their whatever. Famous person Chloe.
They rape us with their inferior TI. It's like
they're raping you with their inferior TI. You've got polar TI.
That's bad.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I know that like when I listen to Eric, his TI is strong, so it actually makes sense, and it's like I can trust Eric. But when an ESFJ try to reason with you and try to get you to do things based on those reasons, it's insanity.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't defend ourselves because we ignore our own TI. Like we know they're wrong. Using our intuition, we know they're wrong. We can't beat them at their own game.
Right.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the ESTJ.
That's the TI rape.
Yeah, because like, there was this girl, and like I knew her from middle school. She used to be incredibly bossy, and she was just a closed-minded bitch, and I hated her. And now it's just like, okay, I'm gonna try to like make amends with you because maybe you've changed, maybe you've grown up, maybe you've grown out of that phase of being a total bitch. And then like she's like, oh, I know who you are, and I'm like, yeah. And then she just like unfriended me the next day, and I'm just like, wow, that is so petty. So I laughed about it, but it was just like, I don't know. She just seemed like a total bitch to me. So.
Eric, have you been FI raped before by an ESTJ?
I've been FI raped by an INFP. But I wouldn't call it raped. I was INFP consensual, hammered. Please, I've had enough. You're pounding the shit out of me, woman.
Damn.
This is a weird way of talking about this shit.
But no, like I want to learn how to develop FE though, because like I don't have it, and it's
you
like
have it. Tons of
I
it.
don't.
You do.
I do not have FE.
You got six slot. You could do it. You just got to stop hating it.
The key is to develop your TI. Once you have some once you value TI, your FE will just come out naturally.
Oh.
Yeah. It's about being like TI is logic of relationships. Once you follow those logics, your FE. No, okay. It's.
Are you sure that's not a fire?
It looks like a kind of fire.
I think it's
not ethics of relationships, logics of relationships.
I think that's a fire.
I know how to wake him up. Does he have his sound on?
I don't know.
I want to know why is he on camera if he's sleeping? Like this is being out.
He lost his internet.
Alright, I solved the problem.
Why did you do that? What if he's dying?
No.
We're the only ones that can save him. Now we can't.
We can't save him.
Don't kick out the guy who's about to burn to death.
Yeah.
Wanna watch it? That's why.
We could have yelled.
He went off. He went off.
Boy,
He's a romantic
I have a
drunk.
sprained ankle around here. You're gonna put me down.
Oh.
Well, if we never see him again.
Where are you going with that shotgun, casual? Host Eric sprained his ankle.
We could call the police in Australia. Say, look, we're on a peer-in with this guy. He says he's from Australia, not really sure where, but yeah.
It could have been a light. It could have been a fire. He could have already been dead, or probably not, because he did hold the bottle for a while.
He might be sleeping.
Or he could have just been not responding because he was mad. We don't really know. You go check.
I don't think he's mad.
He's trolling or something because he joined like that. Like who clicked the button to join?
No, but his internet was coming and going.
Hmm.
I don't know.
That's messed up. It's not a
He's
funny
a he's
joke.
the type 1 apparently.
So you think
So-
his browser was like waiting for the internet to come to join? For how long? How many
No,
hours?
he was in there before that.
How many?
And-
But I
And we
was
lost
here and he
him, I came
wasn't.
back.
Wait, so I wanted to ask Eric a question. Okay, so I think I might be an INFP.
Can you?
How?
Can you
First of all, that's not a
predict-
question. Second of all, I don't think so.
You're not an INFP because if you in socionics, the INFP doesn't like to change the emotional atmosphere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So just by that one quality of yours.
Well, no. The socionic INFP translates to the MBTI INFJ. So technically, the INFP that you would traditionally find in MBTI would translate to INFJ and socionics.
Right.
So yeah. So
So
That-
why wouldn't you be an ENFP then?
well, because like I mean, I am social on here, but like I don't really like going out. You know, like I don't, and after a while, like if I socialize too much, it kind of feels like I'm being raped by people. So it's just like, nah. And I feel like they're just like, I feel like they're just, yeah, because like I feel like they're just like sticking their hand in my bubble and it's sucking out my energy. And it's just like, nah, fuck this shit. I
Oh,
gotta
wait,
go.
you're not an introvert. Introverts don't make analogies like that.
Yeah. That's definitely in you.
Think about some of the ISTPs or ESTPs that you've seen. All chicks that
Like rape is like the new word.
Casual.
That's why I'm using the word rope from now on. And if you have a roping analogy instead,
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess that was kind of callous of me.
Or crepe.
Oh.
To make into
Yeah.
a crepe. I creped the shit out of her. Means her image. I made it
Beat
into
the shit out of her.
I made it into crepes and I ate the crepes.
I don't know, just like whenever I socialize in large groups, I just feel a strong need to get away after a period of time because I feel like I feel like it's overwhelming.
What's the favorite intuitive sex position?
Penis and vagina.
There we go.
Not doing it.
That's probably true. It's not the favorite, it's the resigned state of being. But unless you're in a relationship.
Yeah, and then like if you're an any dom, you want to try it all. You just want to try everything.
Not necessarily. I don't
But you have said that you want that, Chloe.
What?
You have
That's-
said that you want to try everything.
That is true.
That's
Yeah.
an NEFI thing, probably.
Gotcha.
Damn.
It's not necessarily NET, I think.
Was that some sort of troll you were trying?
What?
Have us believe you were INFP for some reason.
No, I didn't want to like. I just got confused because like I kept reading these articles online and it was like yes, this describes me. Yes. Because I do spend a lot of time alone, and I was very imaginative as a little girl. Like I would like imagine shit. I was very, very sensitive and like.
That's how you know you're imaginative. It's when you imagine shit.
Yeah, and he's like really creative.
10 things. Like 10 different things.
But the other thing was that like other ENFPs are supposed to like only talk about ideas and stuff. Like they're not really supposed to talk about their own feelings according to this online stuff. And it's like I'm very aware of my own feelings.
Chloe, you don't do that.
How many feelings do you have, Chloe?
That could be
A
FE
lot.
demonstrative.
Are you polar?
I wouldn't
SE?
trust those articles sometimes. Sometimes they're not very very accurate.
Are INTPs bad drivers?
good question.
My dad's an INFP, and he doesn't remember. He's an okay driver. He knows how to drive, and he would never admit that he's a bad driver. But he doesn't remember. He has trouble remembering landmarks where things are in the real world.
Oh, I don't experience that problem. I remember where things are.
Yeah, but that's like a sense, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I'll tell him, oh, I'll meet you behind the Starbucks, or like in front of.
Yeah, but isn't that's something
doesn't-
I would be bad at, but I'm not. If you're going to view it that way.
Yeah. How about like how about do you guys get scared of driving since you have to or because how would you know where things are or react to the moment?
I don't have a driver's license.
I don't either.
Never
Like-
had one.
For
I mean-
unrelated reasons, I'm sure.
For unrelated reasons.
I have a logical argument for why I don't have a driver's license, but I don't know if I should assert it in this conversation or not.
That's up to you, Chloe.
Okay, I will assert my unwarranted opinion. I just don't think having a car costs way too much money, so I could just save money by like not having a car and not having to pay for insurance, not having to pay for gas. Like, I mean, that's so stupid. Too, there's public transportation that's cheaper, and while a lot of people would complain about it, it's like, yeah, but it's actually more efficient. 3, you can meet other people on public transportation. So, and 4, I'm too fucking lazy to drive. 5, whenever I did drive, I got distracted by so many things. And that's not a good trait to have whenever you're driving, because that's what could cause a car accident. So, yeah.
Note, friends, just want to highlight that tip. All your best significant others, you're going to meet on the bus. Okay? It's an excellent locale to look for significant others. So just keep that in mind. Chock full of...
Maybe you should take your own advice then, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried meeting people on the bus, and like we were actually having this discussion like a couple of days ago, I think, on here, and I was like, for the longest time, I tried to calculate, all the details of how I would be able to meet somebody on the bus, and I was like, okay, if I ride the bus this many times, and the estimated amount of seats on the bus are this number, and the estimated amount of people that ride the bus are this number, then if I consecutively ride this for 30 days, eventually one person will come along and it will lead to something. It never happened, but it's so awkward too, because like
it's not sensible. I apologize for representing it as silly. It makes sense, actually. But the problem is, people take the same bus route, you're going to have probably the same people every day.
I didn't even consider that.
Maybe if you take a different bus route every day, then you meet 30 new people every day. And I don't know what city. It also depends what city you live in. Like LA, nobody takes public transportation. Other cities, like everybody takes it. So it's hard to say.
Yeah. Plus, like, we have like 3 major colleges where I live. Actually, we have a lot of colleges. So there just are all these people, and they're like really big. So
Do you lock eyes? You make eye contact with anybody on the bus that looks interesting to you?
I did that one day, like a couple of days ago. I did this thing where I saw this guy, and I looked at him, and then he looked at me, and then I smiled at him, and then he looked away, and then he looked at me a lot while I was in the process of looking away, and then I caught him, and then I looked at him, and then I smiled at him, and then he kind of stared at me, and I got off the bus, and that is
That's
the
the end of it.
extent of my love life thus far.
Damn it, Chloe. We gotta have a next step. There's gotta be an opener. Like, okay, there's a lot of exchange and eye contact, but we gotta make sure that it actually gets somewhere if you wanna, like,
You should go up to them and say, hey, you know what? All that eye contact means something.